Okay, good afternoon. Skipper and Clark here with our little adventure hobby, small boat restoration. Going to talk about our Penobscot 14 St. Jacques today. We did have beach launch at our last place down on the Gulf Coast, and so the boat lived on a dolly for 5 years, and now we're up in Tidewater and it's trailer sailing again. So we got our new easy loader tilt bunk trailer with some rollers and skid pads and bunks, and she's set up for the road now. But now we're trying to get her, she made the trip up from Florida inside of a pods container, so she doesn't have very many road miles under her. She's got some Hurricane Sally miles on her. They'll be repaired soon. But we're trying to figure out where to stow some gear so we take our local trips. 30 minutes or so, nothing long range yet. So I want some your ideas on storage and where to put things so they ride nice, and we'll incorporate some of the things that we've used on the mothership, the flagship. The Drascombe Lugger has made cross-country trips, so we're going to downscale a few of those onto this boat, and we'll tell you what we're thinking, and we'd like to hear what y'all are thinking. There will be a cover on the boat going down the road to hold some of this gear in place, but a few things like this little anchor, we're thinking maybe we can just pat it on the floor with a towel so it doesn't grind its way through the hole. This sprit would like a good way to secure it. Maybe it gets a line or two lashed over it so that it acts as a ridge pole for the cover, whether the boat's sitting in the yard or going down the road at 60 miles an hour. Same with the mast. I don't think we'd go too far without some kind of cushioning here. And it might create some little brackets and go a la Hershoff in the Amphikraft, where maybe there's a little bracket in here somewhere that holds this, and that's its home every time it hits the road or something. Or maybe even if you just want to take the sail down and row back in, you've got some little cleats, some little brackets to put it in so it goes to the same spot each time. Instead of the way we could do it when we're beach launches, it just kind of got thrown in here and didn't matter because it wasn't bumping down the road. Places, things for the bags maybe. Don't want to get too crazy, but maybe a little bag for the end of each one of these sheets, or we got a brailing line, we got a snotter, a few others to keep track of instead of, they always become a jumbled mess if I just leave them loose there. And so that's something to look for. We've got a little paddle. They seem to ride okay, just kind of resting on the stringers there. We've got all kinds of variations on propulsion methods. We've got the oars. They seem to fit in here pretty good, so maybe a little cleat here to kind of capture that. Something else in the back. Got a little boat hook we made, and this is our patented Padauk. It's half Greenland paddle with the boat hook on the end, with the Greenland paddle shape, and we built this such so that the boat hook weight on the end of the paddle will float vertical in case we drop it over. But we found this handy, getting off ashore just to push off of something and take a few strokes with the paddle. Then we can get the centerboard down, get the rudder down. I can get the oars out. Last place we launched was constrained with the structure along the beach, so you couldn't get the oars out right away. You can also, if it's shallow, we could push, kind of pole out with the oars, so we did have options. Little belaying pins could probably just ride in there, or maybe we don't mind having, we always carry towels and cushions, so some of this stuff can just be wrapped up in a little towel. Rudder I got to do something with because it's heavy. I don't think I want it riding in the bottom on a 1/4 inch plate, but I also don't want it falling off of here halfway down the road and puncturing something. I do have a little cleat down here, could maybe have a special made line to just come around and hold it there. We'd probably put a towel underneath. That's what we do with the rudder in the Drascom, is it just lays on the floorboards, but we throw towels underneath to minimize any chafe coming along. So here's the other end of the mast and the oar down here. A couple little cleats maybe so they got a spot where they don't wiggle around too much. And we're getting ready to just repaired the cover from damage it suffered during the hurricane. We're going to put it back on and put some new lines on it, get her all covered up so she can go back out to her little shack with her sunfish buddies. Here's the skipper's burgee, or if you ever see her flying this, just you've been claimed as a prize. There's no point in resisting. Resistance is futile. She'll come by, she'll sail by and clip off your rudder with this mighty bow of the Penobscot St. Jacques. So put your thinking caps on. We'd appreciate it if you want to throw some comments down there and let us know some things you liked, or maybe some things you tried and didn't work out so well. Or if you see some flaws in our plan, we'd like to learn about it reading a cup of coffee instead of going down the road. Here's a little bunks. We're writing should be an article published in a few days about some bunk tips we have in Small Boats Magazine. So we won't give you any spoilers other than the fact that there is going to be an article coming out. It's this month, maybe next month. I know there's one coming out on fairing compound. So if you're interested, check them out. You might already be checking them out. And we'll spin you around next. We're going to get this boat out of here. We've had it in here because we wasn't covered, and we have carpenter bees, and didn't want to leave it out there to become a bee habitat. So we get the cover back on it. We'll play Tetris. It can roll back out there, and then we can have a little more room to work on our 7-foot 7-inch nutshell pram. Come along. You probably saw the video. We just finished putting the gunnels on. And now we got sanding to do, unless you want to come by and do it. We're always happy to give free sanding lessons. Refreshments are provided. And that's what's going to keep us fascinated for the next day or two. So we hope y'all are having a good time doing whatever it is you're doing. And that about does it.